Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the Cuellar versus Mares media conference call. Your host for today, Richard Schaefer, will begin.
Thank you very much, and thank you to all the media for being on today's call. It was an interesting weekend, but boxing goes on, and boxing goes on in a big way here, December the 10th. Saturday, December 10th, there's a SHOWTIME Championship Boxing doubleheader with two really toe-to-toe fights, which will electrify the sport, and I'm really excited to be able to host and promote this card here from the Galen Center in Los Angeles. The fight we are discussing today is Surefire. Is for sure going to be one of those potential Fight of the Year candidates, and I know these days that word is being used quite a bit, but I really feel that this fight, these styles, are made for each other. This is a fight in one of the most stacked divisions in boxing, and really excited to have Jesus Cuellar and Abner Mares join us here on the conference call. Before I'm going to introduce the two fighters, just a few other things. The card will take place live from the Galen Center at the USC campus in Los Angeles. The Galen Center is a first-class arena. It's actually the newest indoor arena in and around Los Angeles. Televised coverage will begin at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific for those people who can't make it to the Galen Center live on SHOWTIME Championship Boxing. The co-main event is really a main event in its own. It's one of the most anticipated and asked for fights in another great weight class, the junior middleweight division, where you have arguably two of the best, if not the two best fighters in that division. Jermall Charlo defend his title against top-rated challenger Julian Williams. This is a fight Julian Williams, J-Rock Williams has been waiting for a long time, and it's a battle of unbeaten up-and-coming stars in their prime. There is going to be a terrific non-televised undercard as part of this event as well. So those people who are going to be able to make it out to the Galen Center, they're going to really be in for a treat. I'm going to tell you about some of those fights, which my co-promoter Tom Brown from TGB has put together, and I want to thank Tom for a job very well done. I think these are greatly matched fights, and I'm excited and looking forward to see them. Included on the undercard is junior welterweight world title eliminator featuring unbeaten Sergey Lipinets with 10-0 with 8 KOs, taking on Australia's Lenny Sapavinia 35-2 with 25 KOs. Great matchup. The night will also see a pair of undefeated prospects who are looking to cement their status as a championship contenders in the super welterweight division. Erickson Lubin, 16-0 with 11 KOs of Orlando, and junior lightweight Mario Barrios, 16-0 with 8 KOs of San Antonio. To have two young guys with undefeated records, 32-0 between the two of them fighting each other, would be on many other network almost the main event. Really, an exciting fight. The card will also include an array of local talent from Los Angeles, or the greater Los Angeles area, I might add, including Oxnard's Hugo Centeno Jr. with a record of 24-1 with 12 KOs, former title challenger Josesito Lopez with 33-7, 19 KOs. Personally, one of my favorites, always there to give a fight, just an amazing warrior, and happy to see Josesito Lopez on this card. And then we are going to see Abner Mares' younger brother, Abner Mares, who has a record of 14-1-3. I'm looking forward to have him there as well. It really is a can't-miss night, and for those people here in Southern California, please come and see this card. It's going to be great fighters, great matchups. The doors are open at 3:30 p.m., and the fight begins shortly thereafter. Tickets for the live event are on sale now, and they start at $35. Yes, $35. what a steal. Students get a special $10 off. There's a $25 student ticket available as well. And they're available at Galen Tix, galentix.com. Now, the man who made it all happen and who is not only a very close friend of mine, but really a man with a passion for the sport of boxing, is the president of Showtime Sports, Steven Espinosa. Steven, are you on?
Yes, thanks, Richard. This fight is one of the fights that I've been most excited about on this year's schedule. As many of you remember, this was a fight that was originally set for June and had to be rescheduled. And it was such a strong fight that we didn't want to lose it. And I know that required some sacrifice from both fighters, and we're deeply appreciative for that they're willing to wait. And it shows what kind of guys these two guys are. They are both looking for a challenge, and neither one wanted to walk away from as Richard mentioned, could be one of the best fights of the year. This is the fifth featherweight title fight that Showtime will be televising this year. It is one of the most deep divisions, and we're thrilled to have such a wealth of talent and thrilled to be focusing on it this year. It is a 50-50 fight between two fighters who are in the consensus top 6 of the division, supported by an incredibly strong undercard, and we are very happy and very proud to be ending the year on such a strong note. We look forward to December 10th, and I'll turn it over back to Richard.
Great. Thank you very much, Steven. Now it is a privilege for me to introduce to you Abner Mares. Abner Mares, as you all know, is certainly one of the greatest fighters of this time to come out of Mexico. He was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He was a 2004 Mexican Olympian, and that is how long I've known him and how long I've been involved with his fights. He lives now and fights out of Downey, California, and he trains as one of the best trainers in his corner with Robert Garcia. He is if you look at his resume, it's as impressive as it comes. He's a former world champion, 118, 122, and 126 pounds. Has really fought everybody, and from Ponce de Leon, from Akbeko, from Anselmo Moreno, Victor Chinian, and the list goes on and on. He will be fighting in California for the 10th time in his career, including his last bout, which was a terrific Fight of the Year candidate against Leo Santa Cruz. Abner Mares is the kind of fighter who, in all the fights I remember, has never been in a boring fight because he knows how to entertain, he wants to give it his best, and he has that will to win. And here he goes at this point in his career for yet another world title, and it is a pleasure now to turn it over to Abner, who can talk a little bit about training camp, what this fight means to him, and maybe give us some Thanksgiving thoughts as well. Abner?
Definitely, Richard. How you doing? Thank you so much, Richard. I want to start off by thanking God, obviously, all you guys for making this possible. Richard, Steven Espinosa, my advisor, Al Heyman, and obviously the great boxing fans out there who are always there to support, and even the ones that are not there to support, who just give us a bad time, but at the end of the day, they support the sport in a way. So I'm really honored and privileged to be fighting December 10th in my hometown here in LA. It's going to be a great fight against a great fighter, Jesus Cuellar, a puncher, a guy that has a lot of strength, a guy that has a lot to prove, like he has mentioned, and I'm just really looking forward to this fight. As you guys know, I've never been in a boring fight. I always entertain. Somehow I find a way to give you guys explosive fights, and this will be just that. It will be an exciting fight. Just like Richard mentioned, I think the styles fit perfect for an entertaining fight, and I'm gonna give you just that, an early Christmas present to everyone. hopefully an early birthday present for me since it's going to be a week after my birthday. It's going to be great. It is a fight you can't miss. Like Richard mentioned, at this stage of my career, I think this is my second win, as I can call it. I'm looking forward to showing you guys a different Abner since, if you guys don't know, this is going to be a year since I started training with a well-known coach, Robert Garcia, a whole year that we had to train to get to know each other. So you will see the difference. You will see a different Abner Mares. So with that said, I think this is a fight you can't miss on Showtime. You can't miss live at the USC Galen Center. This is a fight of the year to close the year, and I'm looking forward to that. Not so much looking forward to Thanksgiving, like Richard said, because obviously we will still be on a diet. We won't be able to eat as much, but obviously just spending the time with the family, being thankful for everything that God has given us. It's a blessing. Thank you all for tuning in. And thank you all again. I can't wait for December 10th to make history once again and become a 4-time world champion.
Thank you very much, Abner. Do we have Jesus Cuellar on now?
He is having a bit of phone difficulty, so why don't we open the line for Abner for questions, and then as soon as Jesus is on, the operator will let everyone know, and you can make your introduction.
Thank you.
So let's open it for questions for Abner, please, Katina.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue. Well, our first question is going to come from Lance Puckmeyer from the LA Times. Please go ahead.
Hey, Abner, how you doing? Thanks for taking the time today.
No problem. Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you, how does you mentioned the year with Robert Garcia? How has it transformed you? How has it changed you from who you were?
I mean, just the transition itself. I mean, I know most of the fighters, once they get a new coach, they tend to get a fight right away, and they fight within the next, 6 to 8 weeks. And you don't see that much of a difference. Why? Because you only had that small period of time to train and get to know each other. And, I mean, I just mentioned a whole year with Robert, and not only a whole year with Robert, pretty much a whole year getting ready for this fight against the southpaw. And I mean, you guys know what type of coach Robert is. Not only does he bring just education to your boxing skills, but also that motivation. It's always good to have that motivation, knowing that you have one of the best on your corner. So you will see a different Abner. And I think just the best way to answer your question, I think you just see a more mature fighter in me.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of people who are looking at this fight say dealing with Cuellar's strength and power is going to be really, the most difficult thing for you. How do you get through that? I mean, I would imagine that you have to call upon the years of experience that you have in the ring and make that the best thing to deal with this guy. But what are your own thoughts?
Even that, I don't think that the experience has anything to do with it. I mean, once you get hit hard, or anything that you can't think of, happens in the ring, I don't think it's based on your experience. It's more based on your willingness, your heart, and the desire of continuing. I think that comes from deep inside, and I think I have that. I think I've showed it in many fights. I've had difficult times in different fights. So I think it just comes from inside. You can't teach that. But again, experience does help a lot to get you out of certain things. But again, I think this is going to be one of the smartest fights we're gonna be able to accomplish. And again, with the help of Robert, and with the training we've been having for this fight, you will see a good fight.
Great. Thank you so much, Abner. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Dan Rafael from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Hello, Abner.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing very good, thank you. one of the questions I wanted to ask you about is, you had not fought since last August with that tremendous fight against Leo Santa Cruz, and I know that this fight against Cuellar was supposed to take place in June. It was postponed. I guess originally I think some people thought it might be altogether canceled, as Stephen mentioned in his comments, that it was such a good matchup and he wanted to preserve it, so it was postponed until the date that's coming up. But I wanted to know from your point of view, what was it like as far as when you heard that it was going to be postponed from June because of your your eye test, where, to my understanding, it wasn't as though you had any particular injury. It was just that whatever, the rules in New York are different than the rules are in some other places. So how disappointed were you, and how surprised were you that it was that you were not allowed to fight that particular bout because of the location of the match?
Well, it was difficult. It's not the first time something like this happens to me, and not in the sense of being injured or anything like that, but a fight being canceled. I've had fights being canceled or postponed, years back, so it's nothing different. But I mean, I am a human being. I have feelings, obviously, and it just felt sad at the moment because it happened the week of the fight.
Right, exactly.
I was disappointed. Not so much of myself, just the situation. But again, I have to take people back. I've been pretty much fighting this whole year. I was supposed to fight in March. Fight got postponed because of an injury Keith Thurman had, because I was going to fight in that card, and then it got postponed for June, and then that June fight got postponed, and now so now here we are, December 10th. And it's just it's a way of seeing things, mental strength, and just the circle you have around you. And my family just kept me strong, and obviously those long talks with my advisor Al Heyman that kept me going. And again, here we are, thank God, and we're still healthy, and we will continue to give you guys good fights.
Abner, could you at all just explain the situation with the eye? Because obviously, and I spoke to Richard about this when this fight was announced that it was going to take place on December 10th, said, you have had all the medical exams of the eye, that that you're okay, you're good to go in California, that you're licensed there. For whatever reason, they have different rules in New York. But can you explain what the situation is with that eye, and which eye is it in particular?
I mean, it's like you said, there's different rules, different states. I mean, we know they're higher, they're more strict on that side. I think that just tells you itself. It's just they're more strict, and then obviously there are issues that they're having at the moment. And it's nothing bad. I mean, it's something that happened in 2008. I'm going to remind everyone, this happened in 2008. I've been fighting since. I have been fighting since. I've been cleared in every state. I fought here, other than New York. I fought here in California. I've fought in Texas. I fought in Vegas. I fought in Philly, I think, ever since, too. And I think, just the reason it was just a red flag for them, obviously, because I had surgery done, again, in 2008. And, they just didn't want to take the risk. But, again, I think just like Richard said, and myself, and you could ask my doctor to check me, we're good. We're good to go. We have been. I have the same risk. I don't have it higher or less than any fighter out there. My surgery's done. I'm good. And like any other fighter, has the same risk of getting one up in the ring. So there's no higher risk of me getting one.
Abner, which eye was it that you had the surgery on back in 2008?
It was in my left eye.
Okay, very good. And just one other real quick thing. Are you at all concerned with Cuellar's coming off an 11-month layoff when he gets in the ring. You're 15 months layoff from the Leo Santa Cruz fight. So you're about the same. But do you have any concern whatsoever about Russ, or do you in some ways maybe look at the fact, as you mentioned, the fight was postponed from March to June to now, that in some ways maybe it will be beneficial because, as you talked about, you've had all this time to spend really getting to know Robert in the gym to adapt to the ways that he wants you to box. That maybe this was a positive. Is that a possibility?
Definitely, you have to see it and look at it in the positive side. Obviously, I haven't been in the spotlight. I guess no cameras around me, no lights, but I've been active since March. I've been getting ready for a fight. I've been training. Every single fight have been postponed the week of the fight, so I've practically done training camps for 2 fights. So that does not worry me. I mean, if it happens, you will feel it up in the ring, and it's just a matter of adjusting to it. I think it wears off within 1 or 2 rounds, and just getting the rhythm of the fight going. But I think we're safe and we'll be good.
Thank you very much. Hey, Richard, real quickly.
Yeah.
When you started to go and work on this fight, did you have any issues with Abner's medical situation, or were you sort of like you were surprised that it was postponed and that, you know, when he went through the testing, you were very satisfied that everything was okay? What was your take on the postponement because of New York?
I think first of all, New York has other issues related to boxing as well, such as the insurance requirement, and they had a very difficult year, New York, as it relates to what happened on, you know, all the ins and outs of the commission. And I think anybody in boxing or anybody would agree that it's a bit of a mess out there. So, but then you look at California. I think California with Andy Foster on top is one of the best run, if frankly not the best run, I mean today, the best run state athletic commission. And so, of course, when the fight was postponed or canceled or whatever in New York, then I not only talked to Abner Mares and his wife, they were both in my office, and I talked to them, but I asked Abner for permission to actually talk directly with his attorney, with his Dr. Steven Steinschreiber, who is one of the most recognized surgeons and specialists as it relates to eye and eye injuries in the world. And when I talked to Dr. Steinschreiber, I asked him straight out, is Abner okay? He said yes. I said, is Abner at a higher risk than any other fighter who enters the ring? And he said absolutely not. And that was, you know, that gave me the confidence to go forward and promote this fight. And I had the same conversations with Andy Foster. The California Commission and their medical board satisfied their requirements and their whatever to make sure that Abner is okay. Because of course for anyone, whether if it's the commission or or anyone involved in this fight, first and foremost is fighter safety. And Al Heyman, Abner's advisor, asked me numerous times, and he said, look, if we're going to do this fight, make sure Abner is okay and make absolutely sure he's okay. And I feel confident that I did that. And so we're ready to go.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard Abner. Appreciate the time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And before we go to the next question, Mr. Schaefer, we do now have Jesus Cuellar on the line. And could you introduce him at this time, please?
Okay, great. Let's do that. And then we're going to have Jesus make some comments and open it up then for both fighters for any questions. It's a pleasure for me to introduce to you the current WBA Featherweight World Champion with a record of 28-1 with 21 knockouts. He's one of those other tough, hard-hitting fighters coming out of Argentina, in this case Buenos Aires, and in his first fight, it's his first fight under legendary coach Freddie Roach. So you're going to have an interesting matchup there as well with a Robert Garcia-trained fighter, Abner Mares, against a Freddie Roach-trained fighter, Jesus Cuellar. And, you know, those two guys, Roach and Garcia, are very competitive. And so I think that adds some extra spice to the matchup. Cuellar won his world title in 2013 and has gone to defend it 5 times since then, including victories over Rico Ramos, Victor Chinian, and Juanma Lopez. It is a pleasure now to introduce Jesus Cuellar, and I believe we have Ray Flores on, who will translate any questions you might have and the comments Cuellar will make. Jesus, por favor, comentos para la pelea.
¿Cómo?
Jesús.
¿Puedes hablar? Sí, estoy acá, estoy bien entrenado con Freddy, con todo el equipo y ya preparado para pelear. Estamos muy bien concentrados para hacer un gran trabajo.
I feel very good. I am, we've had a great training camp with Freddie and my entire team. I have I'm concentrating on this matchup and looking forward to the fight with Abner Mares.
Okay, very good. So let's open it back up to questions now from the media. Any more questions for Abner or for Jesus Cuellar, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And our first question is going to come from Robert Morales from the LA Daily News. Please go ahead.
Is Abner still on?
Yes, Abner is on, right?
Yes, still on. Yes.
Abner, the fight against Santa Cruz, you lost the fight, but I thought you gave a really good account of yourself. What did that tell you about, what you have left to offer in boxing, that performance?
But I mean, if I have to tell you how, I think that fight itself tells you what I have left. I gave it all. I think it was a close fight. It teaches you and lets you know that I still have a lot left. I give it a hell of a fight of the year candidate, and it's just different styles. It didn't really tell me anything other than that I'm ready for anything. It was a great fight, against a great fighter, and that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Keith Idec from BoxingScene.com. Please go ahead.
Abner, without giving away any strategy or anything, what do you think are some of the best, the biggest improvements that you've made working with Robert Garcia, and maybe particularly defensively what you've done with him?
Wow, so many, but I think the number one is definitely on my basic punches, the 1-2 hook, 3-punch combination. I think we perfected those so good. Sitting more, turning more on my punches. It's crazy how you might think that you're throwing your punches good and you're not this whole time. So I think I've learned how to turn more on my punches, how to sit better on my punches, and I think my power is coming out really good. As my sparring partners tell me, and even the coach has felt. So I think he will see improvement in my power and my defense.
I know he probably doesn't speak to you about this much, but can you tell me what it would mean for you? Because as Richard mentioned before, there's an obvious rivalry between Robert and Freddie. What would it mean for you to win one for him?
Like you said, we don't talk about that. It has nothing to do with with Freddie Roach or Coach. I think it's a fight between Cuellar and myself, and just winning the fight for us as a team will mean the world to us. We have no desire on throwing this at anyone's face. It's just the win, and there's no rivalry.
Thanks, Abner.
Guess that was the end of the question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Well, our next question is going to come from Lem Satterfield from the Premier Boxing Champions. Please go ahead.
Okay, hey, how you doing, Abner?
I'm great, thank you for asking.
Hey, listen, Abner, it's Gratitude Month, and I know you've had an incredible journey. Your mom, coming here and then bringing you, I think, as a 7-year-old, and then obviously some of the poverty that you experienced early on. And, you now have this fight and this opportunity to win a 4th title. When you think back about your journey and the opportunities you've had in boxing, what are you most grateful for? What are some of the things you're most grateful for this month in advance of Thanksgiving?
I think, first, the great people I have around me, my circle, my friends, the opportunities I've had, and just the opportunity to be fighting for another world title before the end of the year. It's something I'm really grateful, and I thank, obviously, the great team, Showtime, Ringstar, my advisor, Al Heyman, and everyone for this opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to making myself and my family proud. So I'm thankful for that, thankful for everything overall. I mean, like you said, I came from nothing to something, and if there is something I'm trying to do in this sport is just be an example for my kids and for the young kids growing up, that anything is possible.
Abner, thanks a lot. We'll talk again. Wanted to move on to Jesus. Is he there?
Yeah.
Okay. My question for Jesus is, obviously he's under Freddie Roach. How long has he had with Freddie Roach so far in camp, and how has that made a difference in his style and his confidence going into this fight?
¿Cuánto tiempo has tenido con Freddie Roach en este campamento y qué estás haciendo mejorarte con Freddie, la confianza que tienes?
No, estamos bien, estamos trabajando muy duro y gracias a Dios no volví a Argentina y estoy trabajando muy duro acá. Ya llevo casi 10 meses trabajando para llegar en condición físicamente y mental, y estamos haciendo un buen trabajo.
I've definitely learned a lot. I feel extremely, improved. We have a lot of confidence heading into this fight. I want to thank, God for, all the blessings I've had. It's been nice to be able to go back to Argentina, but to come up with Freddie and get ready for December 10th.
Okay, my last question for you, Jesus, also is, Abner has faced 3 southpaws since 2010. He's faced Darchinyan, Anselmo Moreno, and also Ponce de Leon. Do you think that your power and your size advantage make you different from them in any way? What do you feel separates you from those southpaws and or anyone else that Abner has faced?
Abner has peleado con peleadores que tienen la izquierda, que pelean con la izquierda. ¿Piensas en tu mente que la potencia y el tamaño que tienes tú que va a hacer la diferencia en la pelea?
Sí, creo que tengo una diferencia física, que soy más grande y todo, pero creo que va a ser una diferencia en la pelea, pero sé que técnicamente estamos trabajando muy bien y trabajando sobre los errores de Mares.
I know that I have the size advantage and I am, the bigger fighter, but I certainly cannot rely on that. I realize this is going to be a difficult matchup, and I have to bring my best because, Abner Mares is a heck of a talent.
I guess I should ask him also, what is he thankful for? I asked Abner, so I should ask him also, what is he thankful for in advance of Thanksgiving, or just his gratitude?
¿Qué estás agradecido vamos a tener la Día de Gracias aquí en los Estados Unidos esta semana?
Bien, vamos a estar bien, tranquilo y compartiendo el día ese con los amigos acá y con la gente del gimnasio.
I'm relaxed, I'm calm, and I'm going to spend the time with my family and friends.
Thank you very much, guys. Good luck in the fight.
Our next question is going to come from Mitch Aberson from RingTV.com. Please go ahead.
Thanks for taking my call. This is for both boxers. This past Saturday, we saw a very controversial decision with Ward and Kovalev. Abner, I'll begin with you. When you see a very controversial decision like that as a boxer, does it bother you, the fact that we're still seeing, controversy when it comes to the judges? And does that motivate you at all to, just try to go for the knockout, not to leave it in the judges' hands?
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. I did not watch the fight. I should slap myself for that, right? Heard it was a hell of a fight, but I wasn't able to see the fight because I had a turkey drive the following day on Sunday, so I was getting ready for that. But obviously, I saw the tweets, I saw everything. I heard about it, and I heard it was a really controversial decision fight. But I think there's no judges like the people. I think those are the ones that you have to prove something to, not so much the actual judges in the ring. So I think it's divided. I think 50% think that Kovalev won, another 50 for Ward. But I heard, coming from the ground, getting knocked down and coming back up and just winning the fight, speaks a lot from him. So again, I did not watch the fight. I can't go into detail. And for myself to just, take that based on and put it on my fight, I think, I don't think I have to do anything to impress the judges. I think just my boxing self. I think we have professionals up there, and they're gonna do their job. So I don't have to even think about that or put that in my head that I have to do the something different just to impress the judges. No, I'm gonna go in there and just do my job.
Thanks, Abner. And then one last question. You mentioned before, after your last fight was canceled, that you spoke with Al Heyman, and Al gave you some advice and he gave you some counsel to lift your spirits. What advice did Al give you after your last fight was canceled?
Just having him as a friend, as an advisor. So, just being positive. Abner, don't worry, we're in this together. Just hearing those words, we're in this together. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get you a fight soon. Don't not worry. That right there, did it all. So I was still worried, but it calmed me down. It calmed me down, and like I said, here we are. We're fighting now, a couple of weeks away, and again, I'm really thankful for my team.
Okay, thanks. Good luck.
Our next question is going to come from Lance Pugmire from the LA Times. Please go ahead.
This question's for Jesus. Jesus, everyone who saw you at the news conference was talking about how big you were. Is weight going to be a problem for this fight? And traditionally, have you ever had any weight difficulties?
Has tenido unos problemas con el peso porque la gente está diciendo que es mucho más largo de Abner y grande.
Yo no tengo ningún problema con el peso y estoy bien, gracias a Dios. Estamos entrenando bien y estamos muy bien para la pelea.
No, I've never had any issues when it comes to weight, and I'm very thankful again for the training camp we've had and we continue to have, and I'm ready for the fight.
How much do you weigh right now?
¿Qué es el peso que tienes en este momento?
Estoy en 130.
¿Qué? ¿Puedes?
130.
130.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Jesus.
Our next question is going to come from Claudia Cornell, from Fox Sport. Please go ahead.
Bueno, gracias. La pregunta es para Jesus Cuellar. Maybe guys you can translate then. Jesús, se están cumpliendo ya más de 2 años de aquella famosa foto que te sacaste con Abner Mares, que te la pidió él, de hecho la subió a su Twitter. Fue cuando peleó Maidana y Mayweather la segunda pelea, y ahora finalmente, bueno, después de mucho tiempo vas a tener la pelea. ¿Por qué, diríamos, casi esa obsesión con Mares, de buscarlo tanto? Te sacaste la foto y después en cada oportunidad que podías le hablabas de la idea de pelearlo. ¿Por qué querías tanto esta pelea?
No, porque yo quiero pelear con los mejores y él en ese momento tiró eso él por Twitter y bueno, justo se dio que yo quería pelear con él. Eso fue todo y más ahora que ya está confirmada la pelea, que vamos a pelear el 10 y yo estoy trabajando muy duro para ganarle y para llevar el triunfo que tanto buscáis.
You guys want me to translate that or no?
Yes, please translate.
All right. Well, the question is why does Jesus, they went ahead and they took a photo a couple of years back in Las Vegas, but why does Jesus want to go ahead and fight Abner Mares? And, Jesus's whole deal is that, Abner is a fantastic fighter, and, now we just have to get ready for, December 10th in Los Angeles.
Any other questions?
No. Just that question. Thank you.
That was actually our last question in queue.
Okay, great. I want to thank all of the media members again. I know that many from you from the East Coast are planning on being here for this fight, so I just want to say I know you guys are going to be treated to a very special night. I am going to host a spectacular media dinner on Friday night as well. Since this is my first fight back, and I really couldn't have asked for a better doubleheader with Cuellar and Abner Mares and Charlo and Williams and all the other fights I mentioned before. So I'm really excited about the fights, but I'm really excited to see you guys from the East Coast as well, and appreciate the relationship we have and look forward to work with you. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you and all of your families. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining. You all may disconnect and have a great day, and happy holidays to you as well.